A little bit apprehensive about today because we've got 40 kilometres with no way to get water en route. And if you're watching this, we survived. Or have we? This morning we're in the Tabernas and this is stage 6 of the GR-140. 40 kilometres, no possibility of getting water en route, hence we're carrying extra water. I've got 2.5 litres total. How much you got, Sarah?
About 2 litres. It's supposed to though be like, I don't think it'll get any hotter than 30°C, so we should be okay. Yeah. Obviously, anyone thinking of doing this route, like at different times of the year or the weather changes, you have to be really sensible because obviously dehydration is very real.
That's our biggest concern today. I think the tactics is to attack the first half and then try and freewheel rather the second half. The downhill, the gravity hopefully should help us get home over that finish line, but we'll see. But we're gonna head down into this ravine, starting with the bit we don't like, but it's got to be done, down through the marsh. A section I'm not keen on, but it adds to the adventure. We got to go through a slushy marsh bit for a couple of kilometres before we hit the ravine, and then we're off.
Last night there were some really big black clouds over Tabernas town, and I was thinking, oh no, there's going to be a storm, because this little sign here, as we go into this marshy swampy bit, says danger, avenue with rain. So basically you've got to be really careful as it rains or just after it's rained, because it floods. So I was worried we would get cut off and stuck in Tabernas. Just basically a stream bed, but we really don't want to get our feet wet and muddy on the get-go or slip sideways into it.
It's going to be interesting. Extra weight on the back, the extra water on my backpack for today. It's going to make it a balancing trick going down through this bit here, because we've got stepping stones. Let's go. This is pretty cool. This is, in fact, this is blinking epic. Look at it. You just feel like you're in the Western.
Yeah, you expect like a load of horses to come galloping around this corner.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, we could go to the sun now. We'll get this perfect.
It's going to warm up quick.
A lot of these stones have got numbers on them, and I don't know why.
Do you think it's something to do with the filming, or
geology? I think maybe looking at erosion rates.
Yeah.
They do use the Tabernas as it's a study site for international research in the effects of like climate change and heat, and how we can adapt to areas getting hotter and more arid. So maybe it's something to do with one of those studies.
If you know, put a comment below. We just moved off the Barranco, started a slow climb. Not going to lie, with the additional weight on the extra water, this is a little bit of a workout. It's good though.
It's alright, then got about 20k workout.
Yeah, 20 up, 20 down. Let's do it. It's just absolutely covered in cactus.
It's like they're coming down the hillside to get us, like little spiny fingers.
It's like a scene from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can see them way up there on the hill, the aerial mass. That's the highest point, obviously, for us today. That's our halfway point.
I think it's about 1,300 metres. We've
Yeah.
got about 1,000-metre climb. We're worried about potential heat, but it's actually slightly cooler than normal for this time of year, so
Yep.
that's really good. Like, that's we stand more chance of surviving.
Yeah. My pack's a tad too heavy, but just trying a gentle jog just to see if we can move along a bit.
I think your pack is heavier than mine.
Yeah.
Watch all these rookies. I think you've got 9-10 kg on your back,
Yeah.
which is quite a lot for
It's
like
a lot for fast
3
packing.
days. Yeah. As we start to climb, the scenery's really changing. We're coming out of the ramblers, which the sides are just like, well, it's bare desert, and we're climbing up what feels like out of the desert up into, so this is more sparto grass scrubland, and then up on the mountain we can actually see there's pine trees. There's like a good tree line, so it's definitely changing, but the whole route has really been one of contrast. You know, we started in the high mountain where it's quite chilly, cold, wet. We dropped down through the Alpahara villages into the valley of the Rio Andarax, followed the river along, so that's quite lush. Then you're into the Badlands, which is sort of the fringes of the desert, then into the desert, and now we're climbing back over a little coastal mountain range. And it's all in one province. That's what's so impressive. You know, it's not 300-400 miles apart.
Yeah, it's epic. I've got to be honest, it's one of the best challenges ever done. I think the change of scenery day on day has made this brilliant. In the hillside ahead of us, the zigzag of the jeep track climbing up, that's where we're heading. Time to dig in. It's an old abandoned farmhouse and a small terrace of olive trees. There must have been water access here at one point to sustain a small little farm. Venturing back into Alpine.
Yeah, well, we're back on the flint slate, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we're catching up with the pine trees, but they don't look very healthy.
No.
There's a lot of desiccated ones.
Sorry, I'm not going to talk much for this bit. Just need to climb. You know when you watch those old episodes of Top Gear where they got the old bangers, the old cars, and they're trying to drive them to high altitude without much oxygen. I feel like an old banger at the moment. You can get some idea of how much we've climbed. That's the last farmhouse halfway down the hill there that we passed, and Tabernas still in the background there.
And what I thought was an estuary is solar panels.
Yeah.
Loads and loads of solar farms. And that'll be why there's so many big pylons lower down over the mountain.
Yeah, when the sun was sitting lower in the sky, it did look just like water, didn't it?
Yeah.
Looking way off about there, Sarah thinks that's Sierra Nevada.
About 100 kilometres further west.
So that sits at, well, where we started on that mountain 6 stages ago, 5-6 stages ago. Yeah, we was at about 2,000 metres and it was a tad chilly.
Really cold.
It's the hill that keeps giving.
Just gradual uphill, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's definitely uphill.
Yeah. It's a long climb. Last push to the top is getting challenging.
Yeah.
Breathing from both of us is slowly starting to get a little bit heavier. But we're getting there.
I think this is quite a way to go yet, Steve.
I know. I know. It's getting closer. We're at just over 11k now. So just over a third of the way through today's challenge. Oh man, I need I need more nutrition. A quarter of the way through. Oh bloody hell. Yeah, you're right. Quarter of the way through. Keep climbing.
Yeah. Maybe that corner over there we'll see the sea.
Yeah. Each time we climb up, turn a corner. It's just one more corner.
Yeah. View.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We're going to stop in a minute, get the water out back onto the front, sort out the snacks. We're about halfway through today's route.
We're just sorting out our water and supplies. Quick recharge. Litre and a half to keep us going, well, to keep me going. Got our first proper glimpse of the sea. We've got to be so careful of water on this route. We're near as damn it the halfway point. If we lost our water at this point, we would be absolutely banjacks, wouldn't we? And clouds come over. The temperature has plummeted. We are, as mentioned, at 1200 metres.
When the sun goes in, we're getting that cold wind. We've seen one vehicle, one 4x4 with two guys sat in, no other people, a couple of dogs, but that's it. So it just shows you how remote really we are.
We're just looking back up on the hill there. You can see the aerial masts up there. That's where we were not so long ago. We're pushing on as hard as we can, but
this route just doesn't stop moving, like it's going on forever.
yeah, I think we've made really good time, especially coming down the other side. The sea of plastic is just coming into view. All the greenhouses, quite controversial. Some people don't mind it, some people are against it. Personally myself, I don't mind it. I think your food's got to come from somewhere, and it does an extremely good job at that. Sarah's starting to get slightly concerned because the kitchens will close at a certain point and you're hungry, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got plenty of snacks and stuff, but I'm ready for a proper meal.
Yeah. We're nearly there. We've nearly completed the 40k. I'm not going to lie, my legs are toast. My legs are in a bit of pain. A few kilometres to go though, and we can rest. So, what a day. We've made it to Níjar. We've grabbed a crafty ice cream because we're absolutely wrecked. That was brutal, that last 20 kilometres coming down off the hill, wasn't it? It just absolutely beat up your legs.
Yeah, it's a jeep track that just went on and on and on. My knee got a bit niggly, running short of water, so ice cream is just what's needed.
Yeah. So, we certainly hope you enjoyed today's episode. Tomorrow we got the final stage. We're heading off to the coast to dip our toes in the sea. Should be good. Hope you join us. See you on the next one. Bye.
Right.